Hi everybody. It's time for me to create a new world again because it's Friday, um, and that's one of the other. There's 6 other days of the week when that's the case, and this is one of them. All right, so I'm gonna do a small world. It's just no, I'm gonna do a smaller world. Short history. I'm gonna go medium everywhere except for minerals everywhere because I'm a child, you know. And I've been ravaged by beasts and savagery. You know what? I'll compromise. I'll go very high savagery and high beasts. Yeah, yeah. I gotta hurt me dwarves a bit, just to make them tough and rugged. Let's see. I don't see. Oh, okay. There's humans. There's elves. I think there's elves. There's goblins. This looks good. The royal forest. Oh, I like it. Yeah, because actually I'm thinking the amber spikes. Oh, looks like right out of the bat this is pretty good. I'm not going to do a volcano embark. I'm partial to those a lot of times, but the royal forest and the moist horns. That is just the defended barb. It's right next to the moist horns. I could make a comment, but I already did the tan tower. Again, accidentally did the Tweaky Lucky Dunes. The Twinkly Lucky Dunes. Yeah, all right, let's go. The Royal Forest, everybody. The Royal Forest. Amber spikes. I'm not a dirty guy normally, but I'm just seeing it. I'm just saying. All right, so, oh, that's funny. The moist horns. That's just. I never heard that one. You leave it to Dwarf Fortress to invent new sexual innuendos. All right, start playing. All right, this of course is World 183. Yes, 183. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. All right, so I like a forest right next to a mountain. All right, and I like a brook. I like things. I like things like that, or things. Okay, so yeah, I get 3 biomes: the moist horns, the royal forest, the dunes of warning. Don't fondle my dunes, moist horns. We got the royal forest, which seems to be in contrast with all the filthiness of the area. I kind of see. I think I want. Hmm. See, I do want this extra biome because it's good to have more than one. Although I kind of want a mountain at my back, um, like right here. Let's check out the Soldier Tongues of Craziness. Oh yeah, it's just yeah, of course that's what it's called. The only one, yeah, no choice but to take them. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna do this because yeah, I get the extra biome. Um, I would kind of like the extra. The Dunes of Waning, not Warning, Waning. I'm not that good a reader. I'm not the bestest at it. I could use some improvement. All right, no trees. It's a rocky wasteland. It might give me a few extra. You know, it might not though. Yeah. So I got. Let's see. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 of the forest, 5 of the mountain, 1 of the dunes of waning. I thought it said warning. I'm just thinking about the moist horns. Um, kind of thing, never mind. All right, so let's do the breakdown because I think I'm going to do this. All right, this is all the same. Yeah, aquifer, I don't mind, especially considering. All right, and then we go here, shallow clay. Oh, okay, actually, yeah, I get clay by doing that. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. Deep soil, aquifer. So the aquifer probably doesn't help. But I don't have the aquifer here, so the aquifer won't really be that much of a factor. So unfortunately, with the deep soil, I probably won't get that much of it. Yeah, we got everybody present: the goblins, dwarves, humans. I don't know if I checked that, but all right. Turns out the tower would be cool too, but the soldier tongues of craziness. Where are they? Oh, they're by the moist horns in the royal forest. Royal forest. Oh, that could be dirty too. Never mind. All right, so E. Yeah, I know. It's actually not, because I can get around it through the mountain. I don't have to plow through it. I mean, when you have aquifer everywhere, I've done that before, but it's a... Oh wait, what am I doing? No, 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 no. Yeah, actually, I've had it where I've launched 2 sound senses. And then you get... Alright, Dwarf spreadsheet. Yeah, for some reason they misspell spreadsheet. It starts with an S, not a T. Okay. Dwarf spreadsheet. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to look at this. Iron and worn hammers. Cages. Crystal glass. Crystal glass isn't helpful, really, directly. Well, this is a good group. This is a group that likes warhammers. Okay, I'm going to stare at this, and I will be back. And then we're going to get down, we're going to get jiggy with it, we're going to dance, we're going to get crazy, and we're going to take our clothes off and run into the moist horns. Now, we're not going to do any of that, but I'm going to look at these real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I like this group. I like it. Yeah, I did things a little differently. I usually do things a little differently. Okay, so, yeah, there's no military in this group, and I've been doing that lately, so, yeah, there's no hunter. So... Alright, so I'm going to go Dwarf Obak. Alright, Obak's not really going to have a whole lot of purpose at first. Obak will be manning one of the smelters. I'm going to have 2 smelters, and Obak will be handling one of them. Obak is here. Armor smith and blacksmith, which is an interesting combination for me. In fact, I was thinking other things, but that's what I went with. And I'll get to that in a sec. Alright, so that's Obak, and those are kind of the numbers. These are representative of their, as you can see at the bottom, I can't mouse over it because it goes away if I do, but yeah, 54.43 fit for the role. That's in comparison to the other dwarves and, I guess, national averages. For instance, look at farming. Nobody's good at farming, so... It's kind of relative. Everybody kind of has some propensity towards carpentry, although sometimes it's because they like something in particular, like shields are popular with this group. Yeah, shields, buckets, whatever. All right, so that's Obak, and then for whatever reason, blacksmithing is only on this side. It's Dwarf Therapist. That's how it is. I call it Dwarf Spreadsheet because, it has more spreadsheet than therapy as far as I can say. All right, so lore is our woodcutter mechanic. Also, Lore has axeman and dodger. So Lore will at first be kind of chopping down parts of the forest, and then do some mechanicking. I'm not going to be underground at first. I'm going to be topside for a little bit. So Lore is right here. Lore's pretty skilled, actually. 60.36, that's good. And doesn't like traction benches or floodgates. That's always annoying. Or attract components. I like it when they like mechanisms. That seems to be rare for whatever reason. Well, I mean, it is every time you want something. Alright, so woodcutter, pretty good. And that because he likes a particular tree, which, it kind of offsets the numbers. He's not always going to be chopping down apple trees, for instance. I think one of my guys once liked apple trees. I was like, who cares? Military, so if he has an axe, he's over 50%, so I like that, 50.26. And Dodger's a little higher too, 50.61. So there's that. Make a good student, but we're not going to do military. I have no militia commander, spoiler alert. Alright, so that's that. Competent woodcutter, so that's a skill of 3. Proficient mechanic, skill of 5, that's the max you can start with. And novice, just a 1 in axeman and dodger. Aban is the glass maker and doesn't do anything else. Aban just makes the glass. And I will have sand. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I will have sand. We'll have sand. Even if I do have an aquifer, I'm sure I'll be able to find some sand. But look, likes cages, so I'll make some terrariums. I was thinking weaponsmith and stuff, but I went in another direction with it. Bracelets, likes buckets, whatever. Whatever, Aban, whatever. Too bad that you can't make glass buckets. You can't. Alright, Dukum, Mason, building designer. Now this is rare for me to actually, take my strongest dwarf as far as, I mean, just really good numbers everywhere, crystal glass, but, I mean, it would be great for weaponsmith or even glassmaker, even though, or mechanic. I don't normally don't prioritize Mason so much. But hey, we'll make great masonry stuff, and it's the best as far as architecture out of this group. 87.52, and it's a pretty strong group. And so I decided to go that way with it. So maxed out, proficient in Mason and Building Designer, skill of 5 in each. Stoder is the carpenter, and that's all Stoder does. Well, actually, Stoder will be doing something. I don't have that much wood at first, but 60.04, that's good. I mean, anything over 50 is good, and yeah, 60 is high. Generally, you don't see stuff. I mean, you don't usually find that. Well, and that's offset because of shields, just so you know, and buckets. But yeah, that's a really good number right there. So that's Stoder. Sexel is the weaponsmith, also the broker. For broker, I like to do persuader, negotiator, appraiser, conversationalist, comedian. It's a skill of 1 in each. I think the biggest jump is from nothing to 1, and 0 is in between because that's dabbling. You know, so there's a difference between no skill and dabbling. Dabbling will increase your propensity to want to do something, and then the skill actually increases these numbers and has you be better at it. And so I like to do as much of an array of skills as I can because appraiser is important. Judge of intent is fun and I like it, but it's not necessary. I mean, if you strike a good enough deal, you'll be able to read them, and unless you really fuck around, you don't really need it. Like if you're really trying to ride that edge, then judge of intent may be a little bit more applicable. But conversationalist, comedian, persuader, negotiator, so somebody who can really do business. That's kind of the goal. All right, and weaponsmith maxed out, so Sexel is right here. As we can see, we got great broker stuff. Not so great with the weaponsmith. I mean, yeah, 63.88, but because Graves, because likes warhammers. So otherwise, it might be something like perhaps 42. I guess I don't know. Yeah, 42.27. So not the strongest, but not horrible either. We'll get better with time. I mean, at first I'm just going to be making picks and shit. And if I don't make masterwork picks, then at least the animal thugs won't come. Yeah. Why don't they prioritize food? They should prioritize food, but they're like, oh, we're hungry, but look at that shiny pick. They just go for the most expensive stuff, it seems. All right, so Stoder. Stoder. Oh wait, hang on. No. Yeah, never mind. I get confused. Olin. Olin is the potter and doctor, and I did a proper doctor this time. I always like to give a doctor persuader. No, conversationalist, comedian. I didn't do that this time. I went with all the doctor skills. So diagnostician, wound dresser, surgeon, bone doctor, and suturer. So Olin is a proper doctor. Now this is a little bit of the risk. I was actually with Obach. I was thinking maybe I'd have Olin be the potter armor smith, because these are kind of down the line. And potter I'm going to use right away. And the thing is, I'm not guaranteed colonite. Olin, it's right here. But look at that, 90. But like figurines, so I'll probably make, or 89.66. Also, I'll probably make some figurines for market when the caravan comes. And I was actually considering armor smith, like bismuth bronze and chain leggings. So otherwise, probably wouldn't be as strong. So it'd probably be more like 47. I'm kind of guesstimating, which isn't bad. But yeah, Obach is more comprehensive as far as an armor smith. Because I'm not looking to make a lot of chain leggings necessarily in bismuth bronze. Chain leggings is great for the meltdown purposes, but it's kind of self-defeating in a way because then you end up with masterwork, bismuth bronze, and then I don't want to melt it down. I don't want to sell it. I mean, I guess I could sell some of them, but it would make Olin upset. So it kind of works out. So if there is no pottery, I will cry. But I have some initial stuff, as you'll see from the next screen. So, all right. So the next screen, we go. I'm going to do animals first, and then we'll go look at this. But yeah, I got 5 dogs. They're all going to be war dogs, and so yeah. So 3 female, 2 male. So I should get some dogs up and running, and start producing them. I'll produce cats a little slower because I only got 2. Yeah, the cot explosions aren't what they used to. Apparently, they used to be a problem, but I think those have been nerfed. Also, the dogs, as far as their ferocity, has been nerfed. They don't seem to do that much. I mean, occasionally they'll kill something, but that's kind of rare. A lot of times the dogs get killed. They've been nerfed, and it's even on, they don't even seem to kill raccoons and shit. But All right, cats. Breeding pair of cats for the smaller stuff like rodents and insects, which eat your food. So we got that going on. That's the good thing about cats. I got 7 birds. I do 4 turkey hens, which are the best for meat and egg production. And I like a variety, so I get a blue pea hen, a hen, and a goose. They are, as I like to call them, 6 points of food. You know, they make some food as far as the eggs, and then they make some food when you slaughter them, and you get leather from them too. All these are leather producing. Yeah, I guess guinea hens, you may or may not get leather. Like um, yeah, it's a crapshoot. And ducks, you don't get leather, I believe. I don't know. And other stuff, it kind of varies. So got my birds. Iron anvil on this side. Don't leave mountain home without it. At least I don't. I got 6 bags for only 1 point, and they each have they're like a starter bag of seeds. I don't do farming, so this is kind of trail mix. Like if they want to eat it, that's fine. Um, I will start, you know, producing, I'm going to do plant gathering to get stuff. It gives me more variety, and it's less costly. I try to be as frugal as possible. So I don't care if they eat it. I'll get more later, and I'll start doing farming probably a couple years in game time, not real life, but in game time. 44 booze, 11 of each. The reason why I do 11 is because it's 5 per barrel. So this would be 5. This would be 2 barrels full of wine. So we'd have 2 barrels with 5 units of wine each. This is 3 barrels, 2 full, 1 with only 1 unit of wine. So it's the bare minimum, so you get an extra barrel. It's a little exploity. And as you can see, I exploited a little bit here because I didn't need to get any seeds. But for 6 points, I get 60 points worth of bags. For these 2 extra points, I not only get the booze, but I get a 10 point. I get 12 points worth of good for that extra 1 because you get a free barrel. So yeah, maybe it's a little cheating, but it's just being stretching out the dollar, or the dwarf buck. The whoever coordinates putting together our order might look at us sideways, but the thing is, hey, we're starting a fortress for the mountain home. You can pitch it in, so that's fine, and you'll see. Actually, I do milk that quite literally at the end there, as you can see the milks. It's kind of, there's something to that too. Ruddle. Ruddle is a stone. It's purple. I like purple. Ruddle's cool. If you look at it on Google, I'll give you a minute. Just kidding. Just a second. Your time is up. All right, so Ruddle is, it looks like something you'd find in a crystal shop. Well, some of the pictures anyway. So I don't know what it looks like in real life. I mean, I try to Google like a Ruddle wall, but it doesn't really, I don't know. I found there's some band called the Ruddles, but whatever. All right, so each one of these boulders cuts into 4 blocks, and that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to make mechanisms or statues or anything else like that. I'm just going to make blocks, and that'll be, so I'll have 28 blocks to kind of use for, miscellany, for kitchen and smelters and wood furnace. Speaking of, I'm going to take one of those blocks, make a wood furnace, and take one of the sets of willow logs here, and then make charcoal. Charcoal costs 10. Willow logs costs 3. So it's just a little bit more prep time. Again, I like to be frugal. If you want to wiki that, it just means being spendthrift or being cost effective. So it takes me a little bit longer to get the charcoal, but I do get it, nonetheless. And the other 2 is for buckets, because I don't know what my beasts of burden are. So I'd like to milk them right away and then slaughter them. Sometimes if I have a breeding pair, I'm like, yeah, I want to keep the breeding pair. Although actually, it's to your advantage. Even if, like, say I get a breeding pair of yaks or ox or horses or whatever, donkeys, it is better to slaughter them because you get more meat. I mean, it helps you more off the bat than long term, because you can always get animals later. But sometimes I just can't resist because it's like, oh, cool, I'm starting with horse farm or whatever. All right, so bitumen, this is a game after all. All right, bituminous coal for 3 points each. One of these Ruddle blocks will become a smelter. Actually, 2 of them, because I'll have 2 people smelting. And we will be making bituminous coal. Well, actually, we will smelt the bituminous coal, and it smelts into coke, which is essentially the same as charcoal. Not the drink or the fun white powdery stuff, that people get into. I've never tried it, but I hear it's great. There's some big fans of it out there. So you get 9 coke. So you can use that as a fuel source, just like charcoal. So the way I think of it is each one of these is a net gain of 8. because you're going to be using one of the coke to burn the next bituminous coal. So it's 42 times 8. That's how I think of it. Malachite is the ore of copper. Copper is a military metal. It's also twice as valuable as willow or rutile, which has a value of 1. Copper has a value of 2. You can make picks and bolts and crossbows and any kind of weapons like spears and battle axes. Also mechanisms, trap components. So you can make more things than just buckets and barrels and statues and pots and stuff like that. But so there's that. So you get 4 per. So this is essentially 60 bars of copper if I were to smelt them directly, which I won't, but and I'll explain that in a second. Cassiterite. Cassiterite is the ore of tin. Also has a value of 2, is not a military metal. You can make the buckets, the statues, all kinds of things. Just you can't make armor or military stuff. You can make armor with copper. You can't make any of that with cassiterite. It's a little bit more limited. The reason I get this is what I do instead of smelting these directly is I take a cassiterite and a malachite, and I take a fuel source like coke, and I smelt the 2 ores together. And I don't get 4 copper and 4 tin. I get the alloy, which is bronze. So it saves me 1 fuel, and I get a better military metal, because bronze is a military metal, which is better than copper. In fact, so much so, they named a whole age after it. It's called the Bronze Age. Came right after the Old Stone Age or something. I don't know, before the Iron Age. But yeah, and they were like, wow, this stuff is really great at killing people. Let's name the whole age after it. I think they decided that later. But at the time, they were impressed with its destructive capabilities. Because that's how it was back then. It was tough to be in the Bronze Age, I would have to imagine. All right, so it has a value of 5. So it's 2.5 times more valuable than either copper or, tin. And what's nice about that is that you can sell it, but also it's more useful as a weapon. So I like it. So I will end up with 120 bronze. Look at that. All right, so colonite is what you use to make porcelain. So one of these rutile blocks I will make into a kiln, and I will transform the colonite into a porcelain something or another. I will make probably porcelain trade goods, so I'll try to make porcelain figurines because my guy likes that, or girl, I forget. Let's see, I forget who's the, yeah, Olin, my dwarf dude, will make that. Also pots, porcelain pots. They hold liquid. Actually, porcelain and fire clay. Fire clay actually makes stoneware, and colonite makes porcelain. They both actually have a cost of 3. So if I were to get fire clay, it would still cost 3. So obviously I'm going to go for the porcelain. Porcelain is more expensive. It has the same value of silver, which is 10, twice as valuable as bronze. And so it makes some nice stuff. It's porcelain. I mean, you've probably heard of that before. Stoneware, it's a value of 5. It also, you can make pots with it and holds liquid. Now there's earthenware, where if you just use a regular kind of clay that's not fire clay, you get what's called earthenware. It has a value of 4, so it's not too different from the stoneware, but it does not hold liquid. So you can use it. You can use the pots for anything else, but you'd have to glaze them first, like an ash or tin glaze. And this is tin right here, so you could use the cassiterite for that as well. And then it would hold liquids, but it's another process. So it does add some value, but it's nice to have your pots work for liquid right out the bat. So 73, so that's a lot. So we'll be making a lot of porcelain. So if I don't end up with colonite and I can't get to the clay because it's all in the frickin' aquifer, because I have one area of clay and it might be all aquifered out. Murphy's Law has gotten me like that before, because I picked a potter. But I do have a mountain, and there's a good chance of colonite. It's not a guarantee. It is not a guarantee. Sand, each one of these, is it going to be a glass something or another? So 201, it could be statues or pots. I'm going to do a lot of pots at first. Nest boxes, I'm going to do that for the birds right off the bat. Spoiler alert. Some goblets. The dwarf prefer that, so it'll be green glass. If I want to make, clear glass, I'd have to use sand and something called pearl ash. And pearl ash is a process of getting it. You have to get potash and put it in a kiln to make pearl ash, and you have to have somebody with furnace operator skill to actually make it into potash. But to get the potash, you have to, you have to actually have it an ashery and turn ash into potash. And to get the ash, you have to have the wood furnace, which I'll have, and burn logs into that. So there's a lot of process to it. So, all right, and also exploit wise, each one of these is a free 10-point bag. So yes, this is 2,010 points worth of free bags. I think the bags are kind of overpriced. They're bags after all. But if you want to buy bags at the embark, it's 10 points. But sand is 1. I think the bags are probably off. It's sort of like extra bags. It's crazy. But actually on the regular embark screen, like if you're just they'll start you with a wheelbarrow and bags. It's like, it's not worth it. Not worth it cost-wise. Especially, some people just get the sand and they'll dump it out, but I'm going to use it. The primary reason I get the sand, unlike the seeds up here, which is really an exploit, and it's 1 extra, it's sort of like, yeah, I'm milking it. But the sand, I really want the sand for the glass. Even if I didn't actually have the bags, it would kind of suck, because then I wouldn't be able to refill the bags with the sand. But blah, 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 blah. I'll continue on with the milk. Speaking of milking it, here's the milk. I'm not going to mess with these because there's 1 each. So each one of these milks has its own separate barrel. So that's an exploit in and of itself, but that's not the primary reason I do it. So, for instance, you wouldn't mix kangaroo milk with 2-hump milk. That would be crazy. Even 2-hump milk with 1-hump milk. I mean, what madman would actually mix them together? That would be nonsense. All right, so they each have to have their own separate barrel. So that's where the and the liaison who is helping us embark is, size. I'm like, hey, we want 1 of each. It's just, it's throw in the barrel. 10-point barrel per. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 barrels extra. So it's 160 points worth barrels for just 16 points. And but the primary reason I do it is not for the barrels, although it's nice. It's to turn permissions off. So I tell the cook, listen, we got a lot of milk. Don't cook any of it. We want to make it into cheese later and then use the cheese to cook. So instead of kangaroo milk biscuits, get kangaroo cheese biscuits. It's more valuable. The dwarves, the higher the value, the more the dwarves like the meal, the biscuits or the stew or the roast. Those are the 3 things you can eat in this game. Well, plus raw ingredients as well, seeds and such. But yeah, so, and it sells more at market, when the caravan comes, when we trade. So that's it in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guessing mostly gentlemen. There's some girls that play, I guess, but it seems more like a dude sport, like D&D. All right, so yeah, it's not really a sport. All right, so we're gonna see what their group name, what they want to call themselves. The Packed Lance of Celebration. Lance, huh? Yeah, a lot of penis. The Packed Lance of Celebration. A lot of penis references. But that's just me. That's what they want to call it. Whatever, I don't care. All right, so fort name, a little bit more picky on this. But Minefills. Okay. I'm just thinking dirty because I saw the horn. I don't normally get dirty, but, the moist horns and the Royal Force. I mean, the Royal Force isn't that bad, but with the moist horns and I forget what the hills of. Oh well, then that was my dirty. I was thinking of warning. The hill, yeah, I don't know, but Minefills. All right, fine, whatever. All right, symbol. The rope of rushing. Okay, well, whatever. Dwarf. 7. Shape. Actually, no. First, we'll do an object. We'll do the good old anvil again. Shape. Shape of a mountain. One mountain. Object. Pix. Plural. Another creature. I'm going to go with my old wombat. 1 wombat. Another creature. Alligator man. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is kind of my I can mix it up a little bit, but this is kind of my standard what I do. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is pretty standard for me. All right, so the rope of rushing is an image of 7 dwarves, an anvil, a mountain, picks, a wombat, 2,147,483,647 alligator men. The 7 dwarves are raising the anvil. The anvil is burning. The 7 dwarves are screaming. The picks are engraving the mountain. The wombat is devouring the 2,147,483,647 alligator men. The 2,447,483,647 alligator men are weeping. The mountain is laughing. The anvil looks confused. All right, so that kind of symbolizes who we are, and from that, it's interpretive, but you gotta get a sense of who we are as a people. E. Embark. I can't wait. Oh, sorry, I think I timed that wrong. I muted so you don't hear my swallowing because I have a headset.
This will
Never mind.
be our new home.
Oh, great. All right, Dinglemen might be in the area. A lot of times you don't see them, but we might see Dinglemens. Minefills. Think dirty, everyone. Or don't. Actually, don't think dirty. This is the moist horns. It's just, I blame Dwarf Fortress, not me. It's not me. It's the game. It's the game that's dirty. I'm offended, actually. I'm just sitting here offended. All right, so cool. Yeah, so that's... So, okay. Sandy clay loam. All right, so fire clay, and as you can see, it's not damp, so that means that we can get to it. So I'm cool, actually very cool. Well, I'm not. That sounds weirdly braggy, but no, but I'll be able to actually at least have access to what do you call it? Fire clay. Oh yeah, I have some right here too. So I'll have fire clay, so I'll have stoneware, which is the second best of the potteries. Half as valuable as porcelain, but hey, it's not bad. I am happy. My potter is justified of being here with the pottery skill. Nice, Mika, Zircon. I don't know how far down I'll get because there's aquifer all over the place. Oh, microcline is right here. Oh, it looks like sphalerite. Sphalerite's the ore of zinc. Now, just like cassiterite, you mix it with an iron, or not, a copper ore, and you get an alloy. And that alloy, native gold. Oh, nice. The alloy that you get with that, a pile of snow, I thought it was sand. The alloy that you get with that is brass. And brass, it's a value of 7, so it's very nice. It's not a military metal, galena. Galena is the ore of lead. You get 4 lead bars, but galena and tetrahedrite are special because you get extra bars, potentially. Everything else you just get 4, but with galena you get 4 guaranteed lead bars, which has a value of 2, and it's not very useful for much else because it's not a military metal. Oh, native silver. It's not very useful for much else. Cobalite, it's a pretty blue stone. I like it. Morin, yeah, that's just a gem. Oh, is that Ruddle? Ruddle. I like Ruddle. I actually brought Ruddle. Tetrahedrite. Tetrahedrite's the other one. So, galena actually has what's called 50% silver. That means that you get a potential of 4 extra silver bars. It's a 50% chance each. So it's a coin flip whether you get it. So you might get 4, but that's lucky. You probably get 2 or 3. Tetrahedrite is the ore of copper, so you can actually make it to make alloys like brass and bronze, as I mentioned. Also, something called billion, which is a mix between silver and copper, which is funny enough, you can do that with tetrahedrite alone because it has 20% silver. So it's copper, which is a military metal, so it's arguable which is better as far as, if you like to make a lot of lead things, which I only really kind of use it for statues. Sometimes I've done it for bins. But I know what lead is, that's the thing. And I kind of, some people like to purposely make it. I don't. Orthoclase, which is magma safe. It's a yellow stone. As you can see, it's yellow actually when you make walls and stuff. Hornblende, native silver. So yeah, billion is a mix of copper and silver. The value kind of escapes me. I think it's copper's 2 and silver is 10, but I forget exactly what billion is. Silver is 10. Brass is 7. Gold is 30. Electrum is 20, which is a mix of gold and silver. So you could take either a silver, native silver, galena, tetrahedrite, or horn silver, mix it with gold and get electrum. Platinum, nice. Nice. Magnetite, nice. Magnetite is the ore of iron. Alright, so we got iron right off the bat. Did I find sand yet? Oh, is it? Is it? Is it? Colonite. Jackpot, baby. More iron. Hematite. Now I'm super happy. Ah, there we go. Bituminous coal. Usually if you see either bituminous coal, lignite, or colonite, you get the other ones. It's usually, yeah, I'm expect. Oh yeah, I was just going to say I'm expecting lignite, and there it is. There's lignite. Be nice to see aluminum, but I'm not expecting much. I already saw platinum, so yeah, this place is freaking awesome. Lignite. Yeah, claystone, bauxite. Yeah, bauxite. Okay. Oh, this is gypsum plaster. I can use that to make plaster for casts and stuff. So that's good. Magnetite. So I want for nothing. The only thing I want is a really high quantity of adamantine, and that's what Wolverine's claws is made out of. Captain America's shield too, but I could say in the Marvel MCU they say vibranium because I think it's because you know they're considered to be different universes because of rights or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I haven't heard them say adamantine in the MCU, but they do say it in the Marvel or the X-Men universe. Limonite, ore of iron. Jet, I like jet because jet is a black stone, which is cool. The one I like more than that, of course, is obsidian. Obsidian is my favorite. Actually, obsidian has a value of colonite, has a value of 3, so it's even more expensive than base metals. Stone, all stone, like claystone, for instance, has a value, in colonite for that matter even, has a value of 1. Flux stones, like marble, chalk, dolomites, and there's a few of them. There's not a whole lot, but there's a few. Is it? Yeah, no, it's bauxite. It's alternate. Usually when you see bauxite, you also have colonite too. It's kind of funny, or I think it's vice versa. I don't know. But yeah, those have a value of 2. The flux stones. Yeah, more limonite. This is nice. And I'm sure there's not going to be aquifer in this. So even if I just have this as a base, I'll be fine. I'll be set. Is it? Okay. I was hoping for. Well, I'm sure I'll find it, but rock, crystal rock. I'm going to want a high count of that. Oh, is this brimstone? Yeah, it is. Could have been orpiment. Could have been a couple things, but yeah. So nice. Tetrahedrite right next to limonite. Is it? Or is it more bauxite? No, it's colonite. Nice. All right, so this gives you an idea. Oh, more coal. Yeah, this place is freaking beautiful. All right, so we're gonna do the bird's eye view now that we're up here. So yeah, this is a pretty good place. Pretty good. All right, so yeah, you can't see anything. You come down. You see, yeah, we got a lot of trees. So this is mountain biome in here. So that's that. And you come down here, and then this is what do you call it? Rocky terrain. It's basically a desert. Doesn't really have a sand focus. Speaking of sand, where's the sand? All right, so that's fire clay. There's supposed to be sand, and I forget. I don't know. I should be able to get the sand, even if it isn't in a fucked up what do you call it? In the aquifer. There's ways of getting it. That's not the same thing as. Oh yeah. So no, I should be fine. Okay, so I want to see the beast of burden. I'm taking a while with this. Okay, a couple dudes. A horse and a 2 camels. So I didn't really need the extra logs. You could actually get the logs from the wagon, but I don't do that. Alright, so yeah. This is episode 0, so I just look at stuff, but I'm also going to do this. I want to find out what is down and around. Not die, prospect. Dye just actually just kills it. Sometimes it's a quicker way of getting out. After it saves and stuff. All right, so yeah, claystone, gneiss. All right, so yeah, I don't see sand anywhere, but I looked actually. I was pretty thorough. So yeah, that's pretty much what I saw. And this actually, these are gems that were kind of sticking out. Is there any? Usually you see some, or usually I see some. I embark with minerals everywhere, so there should be a lot of minerals. Whatever. Okay, colonite. Yeah, we see a lot of that. That's cool. Bitumen's coal, lignite. Those are the three things I primarily look for on here. Yeah, nice. We got a good mix of stuff. We got rope reeds. I don't see rope reeds. Where? Oh, wait, hang on. No, yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah, see, there's one right here. I see it anyway. Willow. Willow's light log. Logs have a weight value of 600. For instance, oak, which I don't appear to have, has a value of 700, so it's a little heavier. And there are even heavier ones. Like there's an underground tree that is like twice as heavy. There's an evil tree that's twice as heavy as well. The underground tree is twice as heavy plus 1250, right? And the evil one is 1200. But willow is lighter, so willow is 390, so it's lighter. There's a tree called featherwood, which is 100, so that's really light. That's 1/6 the weight of regular. Willow is not quite half, but it's pretty light. So I like to make wheelbarrows out of it and things like that. I mean, you could do buckets, but buckets probably aren't really all that heavy on their own. All right, so this is just sort of like a total. This is prospect, so that's just everything we can see. So it's not that much of a cheat. It's just sort of like if you had a record keeper just to like kind of tally everything up, all the wood, everything. All right, this prospect all is more of the cheat. That's where you can see everything. All you can see, all you can't see. Where's the sand? All right, the aquifer is at 135. Where's the sand? Please not 134. All right, sand. Okay, cool. 136. So, yeah, we'll be able to get to it. All right, awesome. So, yeah, so there's sandy clay loam at 136, silt at 135, white sand at. All right, so this is actually where it's going to be problematic. Schist, that's probably in the mountain right there. Gabbro is in the mountain. Yeah. So, yeah, I got marble. Usually do. It's my favorite flux. So we got marble. That'll be nice. We'll kind of see where we got clay, fire clay. Cool. Yeah, fire clay is all above the. It doesn't matter. I don't need a lot of it. All right, so the water says 97, but it's like, oh, there's water here, but that's ice, so that's considered frozen liquid. The magma, we can see that it goes down to -12. That's deep. It's deep, baby. That's deep. Okay, so we got the most tetrahedrite. We got gold. Yeah, minerals everywhere. You get this galena, I explained. Silver, cassiterite, sphalerite, I explained. Garnite is the ore of nickel. It's magma safe. It's got a value of 2. It's also magma safe in garnite form. You can put it on magma. All right, malachite is copper. Horn silver is silver. Adamantine is what Wolverine's claws are made of. I like to see it over $1,000, so I'll get some. Platinum is platinum. Bismuthinite makes bismuth bronze. Who cares? I mean, except for that one guy that likes it, but that's the potter. So it's not really going to come into play as much. I do actually like to collect steel and bismuth bronze because it's a little harder to do, so I can melt it down. Magnetite, limatite, and hematite are iron ores. There's not a lot of them, but I got a fair amount. So yeah, like over $2,000, total. So that's fine. It's all kind of near the surface. Yeah, we'll be fine for iron production. Oh, crystal rock, $4,000. That's good. I like the higher the better because that means you find it more often. So good. All right, bituminous coal. It's not super high. Lignite is not. It's all right. I should be able to find plenty. Yeah, it looks like it's past the aquifer too. But actually, it's probably mostly in the mountain, which doesn't have an aquifer. I'm guessing. And coalnite, yeah. I like to see that higher, but it is what it is. I got fire clay, nothing else. And then I can actually get down to the good stuff, the bottom, where the magma is, and start working there. So I don't need a lot. All right. This actually is a little bit of a sheet of how to find the where does the first level of the caverns come in. All right, 97, as you could see, was where it detected water, because it doesn't see this because it's frozen. About 105. So as far as the underground plants, 105 is the highest, and it's the highest as far as the trees. So that could very well mean that the bottom of the top layer of the caverns is 105. Meaning I should be good down to 116, 115, somewhere in there before I have to really start worrying about breaching the caverns. And I'm at 138, so it gives me some room. It gives me 20, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, if I go 20 levels down, I should be fine. That's 118. So that's a good amount of area. All right, so it looks like we could see that probably where the middle is 59, 54, 65. That looks like that's the second layer. And the bottom layer, minus 8 to minus 12. So yeah, we could see kind of roughly all three levels. So that's cool, because sometimes it's hard to tell, because like a lot of the numbers will be this, and then you'll find maybe something like this, But it seems like, yeah, okay, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. So that's that. Thanks for your patience and your latitude towards the beginning of the dawn, and creating the universe, and all the things that you've actually blessed me with throughout my life before you ever even watched this in your existence. And yada, yada, yada. Thank you, and goodbye.